Okay, so I'm gonna just a few different things that I want you to really concentrate on in the beginning as you go to launch this campaign, so they have the best experience of you. I'm going to share my screen so you can see what I want you to do. But obviously, I'm going to want you to put in and activate the SMS, because anybody that submits a phone number, you want to have that texted within the first 3 minutes. And then really what you need to know is that there's this little conversations tab that'll appear up here. Once you activate it, you actually have, so you're going to be actually responding from within the dashboard, not from your phone, but from within the dashboard. Okay. So the idea behind that is they think they're talking to Julie, and you want to let them continue to think they're talking to your assistant. And we'll talk more about that shortly. Okay. Another thing you might want to look at is the Facebook pages aspect of this, because you might have multiple Facebook pages, but the key with that is if you do have any reviews, you'll find them in the Facebook page reviews. Some of you might have stars, but if you have written testimonials, that's where you'll find them, and you'll click and make them one of your favorite, because anytime you can get a review pulled into the funnel, you're going to get more credibility. You're going to get more phone number submissions. And there's this place within the funnel that you're going to see shortly where, let's just say if I just clicked a favorite, it might not pop in, but if there was a written testimony, and it doesn't matter, by the way, there's some glitch in the system where it says 1 star or 5 stars, but as long as it's a great testimonial, choose it no matter what the stars is, because we won't be pulling in the stars. We'll just be pulling in the testimonial. Okay. Now, in your settings area right here, you're going to want to really quickly kind of think about a slogan, because that's going to be kind of identifying next to your picture. We're going to be auto pulling in your picture in the funnel from your business page. So if it at all isn't something you don't like, or it's pixely or distorted or something, you'll just send us a quick email and we'll upload the high-res shot. But you're going to want to, don't worry about a bio, just this, because this little slogan is going to be kind of what identified you as like a marketing tagline. And then you're going to want to put in a website down below. Okay? That is all you need to know in terms of setting it up properly before you launch your first ad. Where you're going to be launching your ads from is the light bulb and funnels. Okay? The light bulb and funnels, and guys, I can give you this recording after in case you need to refresh it. Bulb and funnels is where you're going to be seeing like a bunch of things like this on top, which is this is the ads that, for example, Rachel has ran. But you don't have anything up there, obviously, at the moment. So you're going to be looking at something called available templates. Available templates is all these different funnels you could run. And in this trial, the only one I want you to be running from, at least for sellers are concerned, is this seller property valuation conversion one. And you'll see why, because obviously with 1,874 users on this one, you're going to see that we have an average click to contact of 62%, and let's just break this down into easy numbers. The average cost per lead here is $2.49. Cost per phone number is about $20. Cost per email is $6.43. So we're always benchmarking this, and it's always going to be contingent on your market. Now, so I will share with you when you're launching variations of this, because literally you could probably run like 10 different variations from within the seller property valuation conversion template to one given area. So the idea is split testing. So when we go to launch an ad, you're going to basically select it from here. And most of you will have new, right? Or whatever. If you have something that you've done, like a home evaluation automation, maybe from when you started the trial, but then you pause it or something, use that one, because you don't need to duplicate a new one. Once you click next, it's so simple. It's literally just fill in the blanks. So, think of any area. Like this one obviously defaulted on Fair Oaks. So if she wanted to target Fair Oaks, she'd have 3 variations within this targeting that she could do. She could actually start listing out zip codes in Fair Oaks. She could type in Fair Oaks like this, right? Or she could drop a pin in Fair Oaks. Now, you're going to want to test eventually all 3 of them, because the idea is, especially for areas where you want to go wide. Like if Fair Oaks fell within a county, I would quickly recommend her to go and type in the county up here, like if someone were to buy your Sacramento County home, for example, right? And I would, if let's say her home address was here or wherever that central area of the county was, you know, I always tell people, you might want to say, I have kids and family. I want to stay within this 10-mile radius of my home, right? This is where the idea of dropping a pin would be really cool. And I always tell everybody, like, go as wide as you possibly can to tap into Facebook's algorithm to find the most cost-effective lead. Before you, like, yeah, obviously test out those areas that you want to be in, your neighborhoods, your home, like your hometown or wherever that is, and split test that against a macro approach. The macro approach being a county or, you know, a larger area that everybody would identify. Hey, I live in the Lower Mainland, or hey, I live in, you know, the greater Detroit area, or because it's all about identifying with that target audience, and you can do as big as the target audience as you want. So you have 3 variations of the targeting right there. Now, once you click done on that example, then as you can see up here, it kind of comes in the coordinates type of area. So you do one or the other, right? It's either dropping a pin or typing in the example or zip codes, right? And you're going to want to test all 3 really, because Facebook makes a determination of the performance within the first few hundred people reached. Actually, within 500 people reached, it'll give you a relevancy score. But I'm going to show you ways of being like pretty aggressive without having, you know, because you're going to launch every ad at $9 a day. We just benchmark it there. But I can show you a way that you allow those campaigns to start at $9, but you wake up in the morning, maybe only have spent $4 or $5, and you make a great decision based on how it's starting. Makes sense? So it's way better to test out as many as you possibly can when you're doing that. Now, that's 3 variations. So that's, if I could, I share with you right there, 3 variations of just testing Fair Oaks with a satellite map image just on the targeting alone. Why I say that there's like up to, you know, how many you can think of is because even then you could go map, right? So now that becomes 3 variations of the map image with the targeting, or you could go terrain, and terrain's really cool when you talk about, you know, the mountainous areas, when you can do something like that, right? Mm-hmm. So you use this plus or minus symbol to kind of zoom into that area that's going to identify to that target audience, right? So obviously if you go county-wide, you kind of go, you actually type in the central area or an address, and then just, you know, that's just for using the map purposes. And then you kind of move around here and find out, because it's the image on the right that you're going to actually end up launching. And then once you launch, it literally takes about, you know, you wait about 10, 15 seconds while it's doing this little spin, and you'll see this like Bigfoot say congratulations. And at that point, you just refresh your page and you'll see it populate up here, right? And you can actually go in here and edit the ad spend. I don't recommend editing any ad spend initially. We talk about the idea of once you edit it, warning, changing your budget more than 25% over a 24-hour period may result in resetting your ad performance, right? So we just say, let it ride initially at $9 a day. And then if you love the performance, if you love it, then change it, okay? And then like if I go from 9 to 7, for example, I lower it down to 7, let that ride for another 24 to 48 hours and see how that changes your ad flow in terms of leads generated. So start at 9, trust me on this. And then in time, I tell everybody, start there because we benchmarked it along 55,000 ads and millions of dollars spent. We just know it's a good place to start. Okay. Now let me give you some examples of some ads that, you know, I tested for this gal. And this is a market of $1 million or more in some cases. So if I can make it work in markets like that, definitely can make it work for you. Okay. So the idea was, if I look up here, I had, and by the way, we start giving you some great analytics. So we'll tell you, hey, your ad is phenomenal. And if you go view recommendations, it goes kick back and relax, right? You can see this little meter that we show you, but that meter will only show up once you've reached 500 people. And it'll basically kind of start breaking down those numbers for you, so you know how you're comparing against everybody else from that actual funnel, right? That's the good news. You can make some pretty strong educated decisions right there alone. Okay. And so, but you're going to have to wait for 500 people reached. But the case would be something like, here's this $1.31 cost per click, you know, relevancy of 8, which is a score from 1 to 10, which is great. She reached 600 people. So that's how she got the relevancy. And she got 8 leads and 3 emails. Okay. So 8 leads means at least an address was inputted. And we have this great feature coming out about retargeting your, you know, anybody who clicks on this Facebook ad with video newsletters about market updates. It's going to be great. It's going to be powerful. So every lead and every submission is powerful, especially for you guys that pull tax records. And we teach this whole idea about taking the conversation back to Facebook Messenger when you can. It's beautiful. I mean, you just come from a place of authenticity and contribution and serve first mentality. You want to get face to face no matter what, right? And so we'll teach you this model about that. And I tell everybody, we'll embed video in your auto email, because as soon as an email is inputted, you want them to have a chance to meet you. And you're going to want to do video follow-up as well. Because this is top of funnel type stuff. Facebook marketing is not, people actively searching on, the internet to see if they can. I'm just going to mute this person that just came in. So just FYI, just make sure you understand that it's all about this know, like, and trust model. So you really want to tap into the idea of they probably, whether they might be ready to sell it pretty fast or, 6 months to a year out, they're coming with this idea, hey, I'm interested to see what my home is worth and what it could sell for. So we're obviously going to want to approach that. But number one, before we do any of that, we need to make sure that our Facebook marketing dollar is well spent and we're tapping into the right funnel first, right? So the examples I'm sharing with you, that was a terrain image. That's just a satellite image. She's targeting San Francisco, 59 cents a click. I mean, that's phenomenal, right? You can see that if I click view recommendations, this ad is off the charts. Like, it's like as good as it can get. I mean, in San Francisco, $1 million+ market, obviously people are interested out there. So she generated 17 leads and with $14 spent. That's incredible, wow. Right? So it would be powerful to think of herself as an influencer of those people now, and to create video newsletters and retarget them to Facebook. And so the cool is you don't have to spend very much money on Facebook when you're doing retargeting, because you're only getting in front of a certain amount of people that have already clicked on your ad. And so when you're doing something pretty cool, I've seen so many great examples, like you're at a coffee shop, or you're featuring a local business there and you're doing market updates. Some really cool stuff we can show you. Sacramento here, right? Similarly, satellite image tested, relevancy 7, 13 leads. Now here's a good case of something that wasn't working, right? 237 click, 6 clicks, $14 spent, no leads. So this is where it's like, okay, she really wanted to be in that area, so we let it ride just a little bit longer because it was kind of in that $2 click range, which we want to keep it under 2. But maybe she could have got to it a little bit faster. Milpita, same type of thing. Like, look, only $6 spent on this one. I basically, advised her to just, if you don't see, like, if you launch something at $9 a day, you wake up tomorrow, you spent $6 and you have 1 click note, and maybe it's just an address or something. That $6 a click, you're gonna like, nah, I'm gonna turn this off. Because the beauty of this is you lose the $6, but in the sense of you've quickly snipped it in the butt, you could relaunch a variation of that campaign and you could hit the jackpot with it. So never assume just because the first ad didn't land. It just meant that these first 200 people, we couldn't find the person that, the like persons, because once Facebook has this algorithm, once it finds a like user, it'll start finding similar ones. It's just, it's over my head. It's just understand they know what they're doing. Right? So that's the idea. This is why you don't want to just settle on one ad initially. What you want to do is really focus on going macro, going wide as possible, and running variations of that. So if you guys sat in a county, I would probably run a county ad. Really, because you can run a county ad by dropping a pin. If you're in a mountainous area, definitely look at that terrain image. It's pretty cool. Look at the satellite image. I mean, running variations of all 3 and letting them compete against each other overnight is a wise idea. Knowing that you have the variations of the targeting as well. So if you could run a map image in a county and run it 3 different ways between dropping a pin, zip codes, and targeting, and let that ride versus, I mean, really, you could almost do like 9 ads that way, right? Because county map, county terrain, county satellite, and they all would be 3 variations because you could drop the pin with the satellite, you could do the zip codes with the satellite, you could do the actual target names by names, because that's just a variation within one particular JPEG or we call pixel. So just understand the idea of split testing is a huge advantage to you, because this funnel we know is going to be working great for you. It's been well tested over the last few years. So start with that, but just play a little bit in the beginning and then review it when you wake up in the morning and make some strong decision. And if you have something that's you're kind of unsure about, just send a quick text to me or a Facebook message, and I'll kind of look into it and give you my recommendations. But it's going to be pretty clear based on kind of what you're seeing here, what you're shooting for. Under $2 a click, under $6 emails, under $20 phone numbers. Sometimes you're not, like, if you don't let it ride a little bit, you're not going to know how powerful that is. But obviously anything that you're getting under $1 a click, I'd be like, let it ride, just keep it going. $2 a click, I'd be like a little bit like, let's let it go a little bit longer. If it's over $3 a click, I'm turning it off right away. Make sense?
Yep.
Cool. So that's what your homework is to go in and launch some campaigns. And then I will send you, or you should enroll to the StreetText Academy, which is in your course, because that'll get you into all the conversion strategies. And then we could do a follow-up call. Just message me when you're kind of really more wanting to concentrate on converting these leads, scripts, and so forth. And all of that, of course, is in the Academy course as well.